All right, I got another one for you guys. This comes from Tom's Hardware, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 50 Blackwell GPUs. So there's some rumors running around about that. Obviously, the first thing on the list here is the new TSMC 3nm process and the DisplayPort 2.1, which it appears AMD is already offering DisplayPort 2.1 on the RX 7000 series. But there is some other things, especially about that 3nm process. So the old process in the 40 series was 5nm, so this is an improvement over that. It does appear that it's going to give you an uplift of about 15% over the 5nm process in performance at the same power level. So my thought process is that it's probably going to allow them to drop that power requirement for the same performance instead of upping the game. I think you're going to see some power savings, some shrinkage in the mechanics of the thing. Because the 40 series are just freaking monsters. They are just power-hungry beasts that generate a lot of heat. So they're probably going to have to reel that in at least a little bit on this new card. And it seems like the other improvement is that it's going to drop the die size. So the die sizes are going to be about 42% smaller than the 5nm process. So that would mean that the silicon is going to be smaller. The packages on the board is going to be smaller. Potentially the heating requirements are going to be better, or the cooling requirements and the heat process, the heat generation is going to be better than it was on the 40 series. And then couple that with some power savings overall. I think you're looking at probably a split generation here. Probably they're going to, and this is just a guess on my part, but they're probably going to do some kind of a mid-level 40 series in the new package size to save on power requirements. So you're going to have like a 4075 or something like that, or a 4065 or something to that effect, where it's a cheaper card to manufacture because the process allows them to drop some of the manufacturing requirements, the demands, the power requirements, and gives them a better package to sell that in, with some slight improvements over the previous generation 5nm version, but with a more appropriate price point. And then obviously they're gonna amp those 5 series, those 50 series cards with extra performance requirements. And speaking of power and heat, so the connector is rumored to be that new 12 volt 2x6 version, which is the ATX 5 series, or the ATX 5 version, as opposed to the proprietary, the 12 VH PWR mechanism that they were using on the 40 series cards, which caused all the meltdown issues and all that mess. So if they're going to change the connector out, I think that's probably smart, especially to the ATX 50 spec, as opposed to their own connector. I think that makes a lot of sense, because the ATX standards are there for a reason, and if they go with that standard, I think that'll be a better option. It allows people to allows power supply manufacturers and cable manufacturers to make the appropriate kind of connector with standards in place, as opposed to that weird connector they were using, which ended up being blamed a lot on user error and third-party manufacturers of connectors that didn't meet par, that didn't come up to spec, and then melted your card, your multi-$1,000 graphics card. So yeah, it's good to see that they're going to change that. At least they're rumored to change that. And there's a bunch of other stuff that they're putting under the hood. It looks like it's going to be, like I said, DisplayPort 2.1, the new 5nm to 3nm change. And obviously there's going to be a lot of different things in addition to that under the hood. They're going to be presumably updating the bandwidth requirements, and the card's going to run on PCIe 5.0, so it's going to have that higher pipeline going to the card, which at this point it's definitely not necessary, because just PCI Express is so freaking fast these days that those standards have just kind of doubled themselves so quickly. There's also rumors of more cores, GDDR7 memory, but like I said, that's more rumor mill than even these leaked rumors are. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna get a 50 series. It looks like a slight improvement in performance. I mean, I'm currently on a 4080, and I'm not looking to upgrade anytime soon, so I'm skipping this generation. But I'm sure a lot of other people are. I'm sure you might be as well. Just based on the information here, I mean, a 15% improvement over what I got is definitely not worth the upgrade to me. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you like this channel, give it a subscribe, and I will talk to you later.